Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. This week we will also, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but necessarily have to talk about gun rights and what's been going on in Congress and in the courts, because there's a lot going on. We just had some testimony, and we'll bring you one of our friends here, our gun rights friends, who just testified in front of Congress this week. H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446, two bills that have been passed by the United States House of Representatives, controlled by Democrats, and now in the Senate, which is controlled very, very slightly by Democrats. The Democrats, of course, are the gun control party, the party of gun bans, the party of we will take your guns away, the party of just one more. All we want is just one more gun control law, right? They're never satisfied. I mean, you get this, right? They're never going to be satisfied. They never have been satisfied. Case in point, here, just a suggestion, 1934. I love this. I picked up this meme online, but it's perfect. 1934, it's just a tax on machine guns and silencers. 1968, it's just a ban on buying guns through the mail. 1986, it's just a ban on new machine guns. 1989, it's just a ban on importing non-sporting rifles. 1993, it's just a background check when you buy a gun from a dealer. 1994, it's just a common sense temporary ban on extra scary guns. 2014 and 2017, it's just a ban on importing Russian guns. And today, right now, 2021, it's just a common sense, permanent ban on the most common guns in America. You've heard me say over and over again, they're never satisfied, right? Never satisfied. Well, don't take my word for it. Today, this morning, Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, is on NBC's Meet the Press. He's talking about gun control legislation. And the filibuster. I think that Republicans have to argue as a means of defending the current rules, trying to defend the filibuster, that the Senate can still work under the 60-vote requirement. I think Republicans may be looking for issues to prove that Democrats don't need to obliterate the filibuster. Here's their opportunity. What he's saying is, if you Republicans want to keep the filibuster, you have to show us that we can pass the things we want to pass without breaking up the filibuster, so you have to agree to gun control laws. He continues, I think that right now, our best chance to get something passed is universal background checks. And I think that the theory of the case is that once we convince Republicans that the sky doesn't fall for you politically when you support a reasonable expansion of something like background checks, and here's the big kicker, you can move on to other interventions. In other words, give us these universal background checks, this nationwide firearms registration, even though we know it won't do anything, but then now we can move on to other gun control measures. And if you give us this, we will agree to not blow up the filibuster. They've been doing this since 1934. Just this one more thing. And it always happens this way. They sit down, they have the big signing, the president signs it, and looks up at the cameras and says, of course, this is not really going to be the answer to crime. And then what do they say? Every time, right? You know it's coming. But it's a good first step. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you've taken 20,000 steps, because there are 20,000 gun control laws in America right now, if you've taken 20,000 steps, the next one can't be the first one. And it does beg the question, doesn't it, that if the next thing you want, or if the thing you just got was the first step, when you told us it was the solution, this was going to be the thing. If you're thinking that's the first step, then what do you think is going to be the final step? What are we stepping toward? I think we know. They're stepping toward a total ban on private ownership of guns. And occasionally they'll actually come out and say that. They will. But then somebody on their side says, shh, don't say that. Don't say we want to take away all the guns yet. Just tell them we want just the scary ones. The ones that look frightening. The ones that we can make up scary names for. Weapons of war. Or assault weapon. Which doesn't actually exist. Oh, yeah. And then we could tell people, well, you know, the AR in the AR-15 stands for assault rifle. Well, no, it doesn't. Never did. The AR-15 was invented by the Armalite company. And AR stands for Armalite rifle. Oh, gee, facts. Aren't those pesky little things? All right. Get your pencil out. Make a note. Get your phone out. Get ready to take down a number. Get ready to take down a number. Seriously, I'm serious. If you want to contact members of Congress, your elected representatives, you have one representative, you have two senators. Right now, this week would be a really, 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 really good time to contact your senators and say, please vote against H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446. I want you to oppose those. And you do it, and then you get your friends to do it, and get everybody else to do it. And yeah, I know, if, you know, you're from California, it feels useless, but it's not. It's still not. We all have to do it. Here's your number. This number will allow you to contact any member of Congress. You call them, you tell them where you live, and they will get you to the right one if you don't know how to contact them. Area code 202-224-3121. I'm going to do it twice more. 202-224-3121. That is the number for the Capitol switchboard. 202-224-3121. Got to get off your butts. We all have to get off our butts. But I'm busy. But I have a job. But I. Really? I did it last week. It takes 120 seconds. 2 minutes to do both of them. Contact them. Get the office. Hi, I'd like to give my thoughts about gun control. And who should I speak to? In this case, they said, well, I can take that information. I said, okay, I would like for the senator to please oppose H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446. They said, good. And what's your name? And where do you live? Because they want to make sure that you are from that district or you are from that state. And that's fine. And they say, thank you very much. I mean, it's a 45-second phone call. It's easy. We got to get off our rear ends and do this thing. 202-224-3121 will get you in there. Now, if you want to talk about it, or if you, Jim says, and let them know I'm scoring you. I will be voting for you or against you on the basis of your vote on gun control. It's okay to say that in a polite way. We're not being mean. We're not being nasty. We're not being forceful. It's just a common old conversation.